Hello, my name is Yolanda, and this is Eatin and Sippin Locally. This show is podcast in Austin, Texas. Hey, I hope everyone is having a great summer. You're listening to episode 11, and when this airs, I will be in Orlando, Florida at the Podcast Movement Convention. I'm going to be hanging out with my podcast tribe, and I'm sharpening up my skills and getting to learn a lot more about what's happening in the podcast world. Now, I'm not putting on this show to just tell you about my journey. I wanted to bring this special show to tell you about an extraordinary woman that I have been following for about 6 months on Instagram. Her name is Dre, and she is an Austin food blogger, and you can find her Instagram under Time of Dre, D-R-E. Now, I really connected with Dre because we both do something that is very important when you're following people, and that is you comment, ask questions, and exchange information. This is how you build a great relationship with people on Instagram. Because people love comments and people love to engage with each other, and I'm a big fan of that. Well, 2 weeks ago, Dre posted on her Instagram that she was leaving her job to pursue her own business, which is helping others build their platform on social media, like she has successfully done for herself. Well, I am all about women who like to take control of their destiny, so I thought this was so great. So I quickly got in touch with her, and first I congratulated her because how cool is that? And then secondly, I asked if I can interview her because I wanted you to get to know her and hear her story of how she has taken this leap of faith. Now, if you listen to episode 10, I talk about taking the summer off to catch up on editing a few shows I want to bring to you in the fall. So for me to take on another interview to edit is crazy. But it would be even more crazy if I didn't introduce you to Dre. What you're about to hear will benefit you and me if we want to move forward in building a stronger Instagram platform for ourselves. Now, Dre has an 8-week program that is called Impact to Income. I love the way that sounds. And this will help you do just that. Now, I know you want to continue to build your brand because I definitely want to continue to build my brand. Why are we on Instagram if we're not to build and possibly maybe have an income one day from it? So that is why episode 11 is so special, because I wanted her to share this incredible opportunity with us. Now, we both agreed, instead of me doing a Q&A and trying to edit everything, we thought, why not let her tell you about who she is and what Impact to Income is all about and how do we join her 8-week program. So Dre, why don't you take over and tell people about this great opportunity?
Hey everybody, this is Dre, and I'm a local food blogger here in Austin, Texas, and I am taking over Eatin and Sippin Locally this month on the podcast. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about, Time of Dre and what I do on the food blog, but also about a new journey that I am going on as well. And actually, the reason that I moved to Austin was to open a bakery of my own. But when I got here, I realized that there was a lot of different opportunities that a big city had that Montana didn't have, and my culinary career kind of got left in the dust. But with the age of social media, about a year ago, I decided to open an Instagram account dedicated to all things food in Austin. And while the focus is mainly on local providers, it, encompasses basically all good food here that you can find. And one of the reasons that I was really passionate about this is knowing that, working in the back of a kitchen, working in a bakery can be some exhausting and thankless work. I really wanted to showcase the hardworking individuals in Austin who are trying to create something really awesome for the rest of us. So I started doing little mini chef interviews. I really focused a lot on showcasing their personalities and their stories, because I feel like all chefs have a little quirks in them that have led them to be chefs for their career. But as I started to grow on social media and go to all of these foodie events, I realized one thing, that it is, a passion of these people to be great at food, but being great at social media isn't something that every business can also be great at. What that kind of began is that I would give them advice about their social media pages. And in my career, my day job, I was working in social media software. So I felt very comfortable being able to give people this advice. And it really started to take off. More people would reach out, more people would ask for guidance. And I realized that what these business owners were really looking for was just a helping hand and a mentor and someone to guide them. So they weren't creating all this content and spending all this time and money on something that unfortunately wasn't going to be fruitful for them. So I started doing social media consulting on the side of the food page and on the side of my career, and I realized that this was my true calling. It is the perfect hybrid of all of the skills that I had at work, but also knowing that I was truly making a difference. And a lot of people find social media trite, right? It is this glossy magazine image. But I view it completely different. I view it as an amalgamation of people's hopes and dreams and creativity all in one place. And showcasing that is really important to me. So as time went on, I went to more restaurants, spoke to more business owners, and really started to find my path on social and social consulting. And I realized that this is definitely the road that I wanted to walk down. About 3 days ago, I quit my full-time job, and now I am a full-time entrepreneur doing social media consulting for small businesses, personal brands, and people who are just trying to get their powerful message out on social. The types of people I'm working with, or the goals, is that I'm working with people who are trying to become influencers or people who are just trying to grow and monetize on the platform. And what I really say is the people that I really love working with are the ones that know that they have something special, they have lightning in a bottle, they've worked really hard, and they have something impactful inside of them that they're really trying to get out there, but just don't have the resources in order to be able to do that successfully on their own. And that's where I come in. So I spent nearly 6 months developing my new course called Impact to Income, which is an 8-week group coaching program that is designed for people who want to take all of those raw goods, those talents, those ideas that they had and turn it into, air quotes, something on social media. And when I launched this program, I knew that I was going to be speaking directly to a certain type of person. These are the people who are creatives. These are the people who are good at what they do, but they're just not great at social, which we can all relate to in some fashion. And the response was incredible. People were really understanding that the 8 different modules, taking everyone from personal branding to mindset shifts to growth and then monetization, was really going to be that runway and that launch pad into that next chapter of their career and their small business, which really just fired a lot of people up. And I think hearing my story and understanding that you can have this dream and nobody needs to give you permission to be an entrepreneur, you can completely do it on your own, really got people excited to join this program. And, one of the pieces of this is a group coaching aspect. So each week we're going to be meeting on Zoom webinar and supporting one another. So not only am I getting to help these people one-on-one, they're also going through the course online, but they're getting to really speak to other entrepreneurs that are in the same position that they are and maybe make some new friends along the way. One thing about social that people forget is it is all about relationship building. Sometimes we forget that and we're just putting out kind of advertisements, and we're kind of asking without realizing we should be doing the opposite. We should be giving, making relationships, making friendships, and really supporting the people around us. And if somebody asked me what my key to success would be, is that I truly spent almost a year on Instagram giving away tips every single day on Time of Dre for free before I ever asked anyone to join my program. And when I finally did, they came running. So I really have taken that attitude with the program and the outline. I really want people to understand that this is more of a giving economy than it is taking, and you can put all of your creative work and energy out there, but you have to be providing value to other people. And that can come in a lot of forms. That can come in inspiration, entertainment, and education. It doesn't need to just be here are facts every single day. It can be inspiring them. We follow people for a lot of different reasons, and I want all of my students to know and understand that just because you're not an educator doesn't mean you can't have a loyal following that is getting true value from your content every single day. So it is with great pride that I share that program completely sold out, and we're already on the wait list for 2020, which is something that is beyond my wildest dreams. And I really hope that this is an inspiration to some of you listening, that my seedling of a dream that a lot of people didn't believe in, by the way, has now led me to be able to quit my 6-figure full-time job fully. And my first product was an absolute success because I listened to the people around me, I understood what they needed, and I developed a product that spoke directly to their heart and soul. And if this sounds like something that's interesting to you, I am doing just a special offer that if any of you listening are truly interested in the program, you can shoot me a DM at Time of Dre on Instagram, and we can talk about how we can get you into the program this round or in 2020. But I also offer one-on-one coaching for the people who just say, you know what, I want to speak to you and I want to make these dreams happen in a shorter period of time. But now looking back at this incredible journey that I've been on, it has always been about the food for me. It's always been about the food. I really think that being a chef has made me a better food blogger, and being that better food blogger has made me just a better member of this community every single day. And that's really something that I am grateful for. So I wanted to give you a few quick tips about social before I wrap this up today. And I hope this resonates with no matter what type of business that you're in or what account you're in. Think about your Instagram page and your bio as your virtual resume. This is your TED Talk introduction, and this is what people are going to form an opinion around when they come to your page. You have about 3 seconds to draw someone in and make them understand what it is that you actually are doing on Instagram, or they won't hit that follow button. So if you have a powerful message, if you're trying to create an impact, if there's something that you're called to do on the platform, you need to make it super obvious in your bio and in your feed that this is what they're going to gather from you if they invest in this journey. So this is, not just having a really awesome bio that shows people what you are up to, but also making sure that your content reflects that mission and message so that when I hit that follow button, I'm actually happy with my investment in you and this time that I'm giving you. My second piece of advice is no matter if you're in business or you're a personal brand or just a human being on the platform, is to use the stories very strategically in order to form a deep connection with your audience. Listen, the timeline is great and all, but that is really just a magazine flip. And the stories are where people understand who you are fundamentally, your values, and that's where you build that know, like, and trust factor, which is imperative if you're going to be doing business online or asking, anything from anybody in the future. So I always recommend breaking it up and having different wonderful buckets of content each day that you can focus on. And if you're multi-passionate just like me, it can look like completely different topics on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday. And that's so you can appeal to all of the different wonderful people that are invested in your journey, and they can find a day that fits their needs, but they can learn a lot about who you are as a complete person, so that when they're making that decision to invest in you further, it makes it very simple because they understand who you are. So I know the tradition here is to share an app that you love, and I do have a local Austin app that I am really passionate about, and that is the Gyde app, and that is spelled Gyde, and that is in the App Store. This is a local app dedicated to foodies, food lovers, really voting on what they like and not focusing on what they don't like. A lot of other platforms are about what you love and what you hate, and I don't like that. Gyde focuses on what you love and lets the rest go. So if you know that there is someone that has posted something on that app, it's because they truly love it, bottom line, and they're not going to talk about all of the other things they don't like, so you know not to go there, right? It's implicit. But Gyde has started here in Austin, and I really think that they have a great mission and message, and they're really trying to support a lot of local Austin restaurants, which is amazing. And it is also supported by many members of the community, the food community here as well. So definitely check that out. Yolanda will be back in the fall with a new lineup that you should be very excited for. I really think you're going to enjoy that. So make sure you tell a friend to subscribe to this podcast, but also shoot me a follow at Time of Dre on Instagram. I hope to see you there for all of your social media and foodie needs. Thank you so much for having me on today.
Thank you, Dre, for sharing. I am so excited to hear that your first class has sold out. Once again, congratulations to you. Now, as Dre mentioned before, she does one-on-one classes as well, so direct message her and let her know you heard about her classes on the show, and she will definitely reach out to you. And as you know, you can find all this information that she talked about in my show notes. Well, that's the end of this show, and I want to thank you all for listening, and I'll be back in the fall with the same great music, just a whole new lineup. Bye-bye. Connect with me through Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter at Eatin and Sippin Locally. Love to see what you're posting and who you're following. And if you'd like to come on the show, check out my webpage at Eatin and Sippin, that's EATIN, and Sipping, SIPPIN, locally.com. Subscribe to the show on Apple iTunes, Stitcher, and Spotify, or wherever you download your podcast show at. And if you do download me, please rate the show and leave me a comment, because I like to know what you're thinking. Well, until we meet again, keep it local.